baby, what's happening? This is the gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Why don't you like, share, subscribe, and also hit the super thanks if you are so inclined. It lights up every comment that you make down below in the comment section. I will zero in on it, and I will answer every single super thanks comment that I see. So thank you in advance, and thank you anyway. I always appreciate you, no matter what. My love is unconditional. Now listen, guys, as we know, the Kenobi series, oh my God, the rematch of the century, the event happening of Star Wars history is going to happen within a week. Everybody is looking forward to this thing for one reason or another. And I just wanted to point out this article that I saw in Entertainment Weekly. Ew, okay? And it just goes to show you, like, the disconnect with the people who are doing this versus the fans. Now, I'm not saying there's no fans who's working on this project, right? But I just want to spotlight this very stereotypical thing that happens all too often where people have to talk it up and overdo it to prove that they're fans of this, but they're really not. So let's look at this, guys, because what we have here is Rupert Friend, all right? He is the guy who's playing the Pumpkinhead Grand Inquisitor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's no other way to put it. This guy's got a big, gigantic head. And the first thing I think of when I see it is, it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown! Because that's just the way his head looks. It probably shouldn't look that way, but it does, okay? So he's being interviewed about what it means to him and what his method was, you know, I think, therefore I am to be or not to be. What was your method, sir, when you were tackling this role of the Great Imperial Grand Wizard Inquisitor? Okay, so he goes on, right? And this is on Entertainment Weekly. Like I said before, the link will be below, man. It will be below south, okay? So check this out, okay? It says here, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Grand Inquisitor speaks with an exclamation point. In his first sit-down Star Wars interview, Rupert Friend talks about bringing the fearsome villain to life. Okay, so you know he's the one who in the beginning of the trailer is like, the key to hunting Jedi is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Okay, so they're born that way, as Lady Gaga would say. So he is asked the question, how big a Star Wars guy were you when you signed on for this? Rupert Friend says, I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't love Star Wars, to be honest. It's just the most richly textured, layered world that has ever been created for us to enjoy. So the idea of getting to be a part of that world is just a complete boyhood dream come true. Why do they all say this? I mean, if nothing else, these people know how to stick to the script, okay? There's no problem with memorizing lines because they all do this, okay? J.J. Abrams did it. Rian Johnson did it, you know, everybody. They're all just the biggest fans before they go and drop a load on what we love, okay? I mean, from the very beginning, what struck me as funny is this guy says, I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't love Star Wars, to be honest. Now, look, dudes, when you were growing up as a Star Wars fan, would you say that you didn't know anyone who didn't love Star Wars? Or was it the fact that what made this such a special group of people, I'm talking about Star Wars fans, is the fact that not everybody got Star Wars. We all knew this, okay? We all knew people who were proud to hate Star Wars. They loved it. You know, I used to meet people all the time. You mean the spaceships? You mean Yoda? You know, no, I don't watch that shit. You know, I used to hear that all the time. You used to be mocked for liking Star Wars. You know what I mean? That's what made us such, like I said, such a closely, you know, like knit group, because once you met another Star Wars fan, it was like, oh my gosh, you like it too? And you would start breaking down your favorite moments, your favorite actors, your favorite lines. You know, that's what it was. There was never a feeling of, ooh, everybody just loves Star Wars. Yes, it's the whole world. You know, we all join hands. No, it was never like that. That's what tipped me off from the very beginning, that we're not dealing with a real Star Wars fan. Now, I know you're trying to sell Kenobi and everything, but dude, you can do that without overdoing it, like I said. All right, so anyway, he goes on. The whole world loves Star Wars. He says, you says, now, I'm going to ask you a lot of technical questions about your character in a minute. But before we get into all that, did you ever just geek out being on a Star Wars set? Oh my God, all the time! I mean, the first time, you can tell he's lying because he always starts off by saying, I mean, the first time somebody handed me my lightsaber, I nearly fainted. Things that never happened for 200, Alex, rest in peace. You're just like, this is my lightsaber, and we've never had this lightsaber in the Star Wars universe before because it's mine, and every lightsaber is unique. No, you didn't say that. And I was getting to play this guy who's never been in the live-action Star Wars. So there was a lot of firsts for me. And then standing next to Obi-Wan himself was pretty amazing. It really was. Then he's asked the question. Let's start broad, then dive in a little more specific. But what can you tell us specifically about the Grand Inquisitor, especially for people that maybe aren't familiar with his history from the animated series? That's funny. People who aren't familiar, remember that. Okay, so basically, the Grand Inquisitor is the chief of the Inquisitors, and he reports directly to Darth Vader. He's a pretty powerful member of the dark side. A member of the dark side? A member? Is this a members only type of thing? You got to have a membership. He's a card carrying member, or is he of the dark side? Is he a practitioner of the dark side? No, he's a member of the dark side. It's like checking into your favorite gym, like Planet Fitness. You know what I mean? I'm a member. Here's my card, you know, not my best picture though. And some people who aren't familiar with Star Wars may or may not know this, but he used to be a Jedi. He used to fight for the forces of good as a temple guard, and he's also one of the people who trained the Jedi in fighting styles. So he knows all about fighting, and that makes him a pretty fearsome opponent. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so the Grand Inquisitor is supposed to be fearsome. Okay, we got that. Okay, now this is I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this is the one that kind of cracked me up, right? And this is the one I see people posting up on Twitter. He says, or the question is, so, did you go back and watch any of the Star Wars Rebels show to sort of see your character in animated form, or did you just want to kind of take it fresh from the live action? He says, I really wanted to honor the character as I saw him. Great. Okay, he wanted to honor the character as he saw him. So, I almost deliberately did not see the animated interpretation. He is playing somebody that he has no idea. He didn't watch it. It's based on this character in the animated series. All right, so you're not going to watch it because you want to honor the character. Is that what you're telling me? These people, I literally, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't write this any better. If I'm trying to illustrate what the breakdown is as far as people deliberately not wanting to familiarize yourself with what came before, the lore, the legend, the intention, then this is it, man. This is showing you exactly where these people are coming from. You want to honor the character, so you won't watch the character that it was based on. I want to be a good Christian, but I don't want to read the Bible. I just want to honor God the best way that I can as a Christian, all right? Not just as a spiritual practitioner. If you want to do that, that's fine, all right? But that's what I'm saying, you know? Yeah, I want to be the best Christian that I can be, so I'm deliberately not going to read the Bible because I just want to honor God. Okay, so there it is. All right, myself and director Deb Chow and writer Dave Filoni and all of the guys really wanted to do something fresh that honored and was faithful to the spirit of the character. How are you doing something that's faithful to the spirit of the character if you're not watching the character? How is it possible? I'm asking you guys. In the spirit of the character, without doing a kind of impression of anybody else's interpretation. It's not an interpretation, dude. We're talking about an animated series that the character is based on in live action. You know what I'm saying? You would think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, far be it from me to talk about what an actor's methods would be, but I'm just saying, we're talking about Star Wars here, okay? We're not talking about Hamlet. We're not talking about Othello. We're not talking about fucking Friends or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You know? But see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. We see this all too often. This is the reason why when Kathleen Kennedy, you know, she took over and everything, she was like, get rid of the EU. You know, we won't have that. get rid of George's vision. We're just going to take this and make it our own, and then when it fails or when it doesn't ring true, and of course the real fans, because he was talking about earlier how, he just wanted to be faithful and all of this stuff, for the people who didn't know. Well, you're one of the people who didn't know, Rupert Friend, my friend. You're one of the people who didn't know because you didn't familiarize yourself with it. Once again, these people know the basics. I know lightsabers. I know the Force. May the Force be with you. I'm a fan. No, it takes more than that. I wouldn't even stand close to some of these Star Wars scholars that's out here. There are people out here who know this thing, talking about the Bible, the EU, things like that. That is their Bible. They know this stuff. And you expect to present that to them who know if you're going to be genuine or if you're going to be accurate and all of that stuff? Get the fuck out of here. But there it is, guys. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think so. I think I'm on point with this. I think this is what the problem has always been. Because after all, and I will say it again and again and again, there is no fan ever in the history of Star Wars who would have picked this thing up and not gotten Han, Luke, and Leia back together again, going back to The Force Awakens. Yes, I will say it all the time. There are people who are in charge of these properties, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, just about everything you can name, who are doing this, who are not real fans, okay? So this guy is dinging all of the bells. He's saying everything that they put in the script for him to say to sell this, just like the super fans that are doing Rings of Power. You go anywhere in the world, and they're all saying the same thing. You know what I mean? This is nothing but marketing, okay? So show me. Go ahead. Show me the show. Hopefully it's good. I've said this a million times as well. I don't just want to be hating stuff. Make me believe, my friend. Make me believe. I am Fox Mulder from the X-Files. I want to believe. Okay, so bring me in. But there are certain things, there are certain warning signs and red flags that I cannot ignore in the run up to this. And that's what this is. You guys can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. I will leave the link in the pinned comment below. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing, and of course, any super thanks. I do appreciate that. I will catch you on the next one. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.